miracles? Well, pre-market right now, we are pulling back significantly. Tesla right now at the time of this recording is under $900, around $893. So we are looking at reasons for this being the Fed yesterday, Fed Bullard and Fed George both came out suggesting that they are on board and support a higher rate hike until they can get inflation down to that 2 to 3% level. Now, Fed Bullard is the most hawkish Fed member out there, and he is suggesting he's even supporting a 75 basis point hike come the September FOMC meeting. Now, this is a stark contrast from the potential pause that many people in the market were thinking we could get in September when we saw that inflation was coming down. We beat the expectations for CPI in August, but that still is a high inflation number. Sure, we came in at an 8.5 versus an 8.7, but that's still an 8.5% inflation rate. That is very high. We still need to get this in line. So it's exciting and good to see us trending in that direction, but we still have a long way to go. And so Bullard and George are just suggesting that we need to stay the course. We had actually heard this from other Fed members as well after we had gotten that CPI data. Many of them came out and said, you know, like everybody's talking about a pause, but it's still on the table that we are going to continue raising interest rates. We do not have this under control yet. So the market just kind of ignored that initially. Seems like they're now really listening to it now. We'll see how the market trades. You know, we do have the split coming for Tesla next week, so we were talking about the cup and handle pattern that we had last night. We're going to discuss that on the live stream tonight, so if you guys want to join us, I will be having that at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Going to go over the charts. I'll show you the cup and handle, what it could look like. You know, it usually means very bullish things. There have been bearish times where we have seen it in the past. We'll discuss all of that tonight, and it's funny, there's a couple of the examples that they showed which is almost exact what I can foresee us going through over the next 2 months. Still very bullish. So we'll show that tonight on the live stream, but this is the reason why the market is pulling back right now. And as we discussed last night, you know, when you see the market moving one direction or the other, you have an emotional reaction in many cases. And then you just want to ask yourself, why am I having this emotion? What is causing the market to move in this direction? Well, right now, the reason that the market is moving in this direction is because these Fed members have come out with a more hawkish stance than the market was anticipating. And when I see a pullback in the stock and my emotions may be saying, uh-oh, what is going on? I take my step back and say, well, let me take a look at the fundamentals of the company again. I don't have any worries about it, but, you know, just to be like, all right, well, what's the fundamental growth of the company? Where are we going? We talked about the awesome production numbers coming out of Shanghai and Berlin last night. So now we have some other great information. First, we have the Semi, no longer orderable. The order page is down. This to me is a good sign. They are updating this because we have already gotten the rumors that the Semi is going to start shipping later this year. So by updating the page, this is just a good sign. Similar to how we're anticipating the Cybertruck having this page get updated later this year, it is now happening with the Semi. So the Semi right now looks like it is going to have a 3-motor versus the original 4-motor that they originally talked about. And the charging time is going to be about 30 minutes to get it to 70% of its full range. Now, when it comes to trucking, that is huge because you don't want a lot of downtime. You know, these guys are driving across country. They're probably going to be making this stop. You know, and if it's the 500-mile range Semi, then they're going to be like, all right, well, these guys are driving across country. They've hit 400, 450 miles. They need to stop, take a bathroom break, get some food to eat, taking about a half an hour while their Semi charges, and they come back out and they can then go another 400 miles or so. This is awesome to see. So these are very good signs coming out of the Semi. The next fundamental piece is FSD Beta 10.69. Elon tweeted yesterday that it is going to be rolling out on 8/20, that is this Saturday, to about 1,000 customers first. They're going to be doing a slow rollout because of all of the upgrades that they have with this. So they want to roll it out to about 1,000 people, give it some time to accumulate some of the feedback that they've got going on, and accommodate to make some adjustments. And then a week later, they will roll out 10.69.1 to another 10,000 customers. And then the following week, they will roll out 10.69.2 to everyone else. You know, in Elon fashion, this may be an aggressive timeline. They may take a little more time to get this out, but that is what he has laid out most recently. But it seems like this is going to be a massive upgrade, which is what he has already said. This is huge. He has been touting this as fire. So we shall see how this plays out. Again, we should be getting the first 1,000 people having this rolled out to this weekend. So pay attention to any videos. I will be watching out there for them. Nobody knows as of right now who is going to get this, but we should be seeing this rolling out over the next month to all of the beta customers. And if this is as big as Elon is talking about, I think that just gives us even more confidence that we will see that full wide release of FSD beta to all of North America later this year. The next huge piece in the fundamentals is something we had been talking about previously, and that is a factory in Indonesia. So President Joko Widodo, aka President Jokowi, has been talking about, he really wants a factory there. We know that Tesla is putting up a battery factory in Indonesia, and he says, we don't want just the batteries. We want to manufacture cars as well. They want to create a huge electric car ecosystem over in Indonesia. This is obviously something that Elon and Tesla would be on board with, and President Jokowi has said himself that he is willing to take the time needed to have the proper discussions to entice Elon and encourage him to put a factory up there. I have a feeling we are going to get that factory announcement by the end of the year, perhaps by my birthday in November. That would be a great birthday present, Elon. If you're watching this, that would be awesome. So we'll see if this happens. This is something we have talked about. It's a great place for it. Tesla always wants to have their factories within close distance and close proximity of their battery factories and supply chains. Makes great for logistics. And if Indonesia can pump out vehicles as quick as Shanghai can, the entire eastern hemisphere of the world is going to really be taken care of by these two factories. So I know other people have talked about Japan over there as well, perhaps something in Korea. Don't really know what's going on specifically, but we know that they are willing to do what it takes to get a factory put over there. Unlike India, who didn't even want to play ball, Indonesia is very supportive and just wants to bring Tesla on board. So we'll see how this plays out. When Elon met with the Indonesian representatives a few months ago, he seemed very excited about this because Indonesia was so excited about it. Indonesia is willing to support Tesla's mission, and because they want the entire ecosystem there, that could mean that they're going to be upgrading everything. The whole grid, they'll have solar, they're going to have megapacks. It's going to be, I think, a huge move for Tesla to go over there. So I definitely see this happening in the future. And again, I hope that they announce this by the end of the year. And this transitions me right into, yesterday Dr. Dave had made a comment about, something that Tesla could really lead the world with. They want to make the world self-sustaining and renewable energy, and they're doing so with Austin. The Austin Gigafactory, they've got the huge solar panels. As slow as they are going up there, they're putting on these solar panels to make that Gigafactory self-sustaining. So a great question, and I want to be able to pose this at the next earnings call, is, what is Tesla doing to make all of their Gigafactories self-sustaining? We know that Tesla already produces more energy than they use, but when it comes to their factories alone, can they be self-sustaining? We've had the other issues with, hey, if this factory goes down for whatever issues for natural gas and things like that in Berlin, what can happen? Can Tesla create factories that are on self-sustaining energy and don't need outside fuel to operate? Because if Tesla can do this and prove this, then they can show the cost savings that they can have by making their factories self-sustaining. And if they do this, then other manufacturers will in turn follow suit. Now, is Tesla also encouraging its suppliers to do the same thing? Is Tesla encouraging their suppliers to put up solar? Perhaps, really encouraging the nuclear push. I know Elon is on board with this. Obviously, there's a lot of people who are, a little hesitant to get in that direction. I think we will get there in the future. But if we can really see Tesla push themselves and then push their own suppliers to go in this direction, I think that's going to be a huge step moving forward. Because yes, many people look to the residential sector and say, oh, well, we need to cut down on how much energy we're using. But realistically, we use such a small amount compared to manufacturers. It really comes down to the manufacturers that need to do this. And then people are like, oh, EVs are, dirtier than ICE vehicles because of how they're produced. and the grid and how dirty the grid is. And it's like, well, then update the damn grid, upgrade the grid so it's not as dirty. And that is the direction that Tesla is moving. And if they can encourage suppliers to do this, and they can encourage governments to do this, like Indonesia, I think that we will be moving in the right direction in the future. So thank you, Dr. Dave, for presenting that question. I think that's going to be a huge one that could be asked at the next earnings call. And so all of these thoughts gave me an epiphany. And I was thinking, why do I invest in the companies that I invest in? Am I investing in these companies because I believe in their mission and I support how they want to change the world? Or am I investing in these companies because I want to make a profit? Now, there's nothing wrong with either answer, but for me, I want the majority of my money to be invested in companies that I believe in the future, and I believe in their mission. Tesla is the biggest one for me, which is why they are 65% of my portfolio and growing. Now, I looked at my portfolio and said, well, some of these companies I wanted to get into for profit, and I didn't make a profit because I either held them too long or whatever happened. Whatever it is, I don't have the same conviction or belief in their mission that I do with Tesla. So I am going to now take a look at my portfolio this weekend, start cleaning out a bunch more of these stocks, and start shifting that money into the other plays that I have. BODY, Beachbody, I've talked with Dr. Jack as well. He and I are going to be doing a collab on here, discussing how health is such an important piece of wealth also. And Beachbody, for me, because I'm a Beachbody coach, is a huge piece of that health. That is why I am invested in that company, because I believe in their mission. I believe in Tesla's mission. So now I'm going to take a really hard look at all of my companies that I'm invested in and say, look, if I don't believe in their mission and I was only in this for a profit and they're not making me a profit, goodbye, get them out of here. I want my money getting invested in companies whose mission I believe in. So I want you guys to answer down in the pinned comment below, what companies are you invested in and what missions are they on that you believe in? Obviously, Tesla is the big one for many of us, and I want you guys to share what part of Tesla's mission you are on board with and how Tesla's mission will change your life in the future. And then any other companies that you're invested in as well. Why are you invested in them, and is it because of their mission? And what is their mission? It's a great thing to talk about. Let me know in the pinned comment below. So yep, the stock is pulling down pre-market. I'm not too concerned about this. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to be adding more today. And if the market is going to continue to pull down because the Fed thinks that they're going to be raising rates higher to bring inflation down lower, hey, that's just another buying opportunity. We've seen that for the whole first half of the year, so we know it's going to end up turning around. I don't mind a buying opportunity like this. So let me know if you guys plan on buying more today, and then we'll go into the split next week with even more shares to split. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord chat. That link is down in the description. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, we do have a Patreon. That link is also in the description. Thank you so much. Have a great one.